Who the hell, man?
Here we go, fellas. Another week of warm up with rivalry, man. Bama goes down. LSU was able to handle business, man. A lot of people didn't expect it. I know I didn't. Um, what's the thoughts there? Kick it off for me, smooth.
Thoughts there, man, is any given Saturday, man. Anybody can beat, man. This is the SEC. SEC baby NFL, man. LSU came to play. What we are finding out is Coach Kelly is a great coach, man. And I know he came down from Notre Dame to LSU because he got tired of getting beat on by the SEC teams. He wanted to even out the playing field. And in his first year, he's making mountains move. So I like him as a coach there, and interested to see what happens going forward.
Man, you said it early on, bro. They were a few plays away from being great, man. Just starting off early. Um, Man, it was a good game, OT win. What about the last call to go for two? Was it gutsy or what?
Oh man, that boy got really nuts, man. That was huge, man. Huge call, and he went to a true freshman, man. Jason Taylor's son, out of Florida. I would like to say, the kid made a big play, man. That's all I can say. Did what he was supposed to do. Do your job, make a play when it's time to make your plays.
I love it, man. Bell, Low, what y'all thinking, bro? Was you able to check it out?
Man, I'll give you. I think on the LSU side, much like Smooth said, man. Brian Kelly realized he had to actually get in the SEC to get some of those guys that to compete, man, because he weren't getting those guys at Notre Dame. It's a different, like Meat Mill says, levels to this, you know what I'm saying? So I think Brian Kelly realized that and took that first opportunity he could to get down south. But I think on the flip side with Alabama, man, you got to be concerned, man, because they don't have those guys that you've seen, the Ruggs, the Judys, the Ridleys, to take it over the top and spread the field. That's not a part of their game right now, and teams understand that, so they're playing them differently, right? They're manning them up, they're pressuring them, right? They're getting Bryce Young off those spots. So I think LSU may have opened the door, so to say, kind of give you a little more recipe as to what can hurt Alabama if they don't go get those guys that can take the top off.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I just feel like LSU was been with house money and they played like I really felt like they played with a kind of we don't got nothing to lose mentality from the coach all the way down. And the biggest part was that we talked about with them this season is just not, you know what I'm saying, starting behind the eight ball, not putting themselves in the hole. So the fact that they didn't do that, the fact that they played with, kind of they were loose, like, the whole game. Even at the end, like, that play call didn't surprise me. I kind of saw it coming, like, to be honest, just because, like, at this point, why not go for it all? I just feel like it's his first, you know what I'm saying, real full year of getting like his full, recruits in full off season. So I don't feel like he had nothing to lose with that. So may as well go ahead and knock the bully out. You know what I'm saying? First overtime round. So hats off to him and the organization, and they now in the spot to control their own destiny to get in the playoffs, even with two losses.
Man, I guess he feel like he got some payback. I know Saban beat him a few years ago, right? Playoffs.
Often.
Beat the brakes off of him.
Saban scraped that boy up a few times.
Man, a lot of people worried. A lot of people worried about Bama, bro. Man, like what you say, any given Saturday, smooth.
Any given Saturday, bro. Any
Man,
given Saturday, anybody can be leading this league.
facts, man. Well, look, let's kick it off. Auburn, the Tigers, Mississippi State going in, all the cowbells. First black head coach at Auburn University. Man, what do we think about the win, man? Is it a more victory? What do we think about the program? Is it a new day?
Man, it's definitely a win, man. Like you said, black head coach at Auburn, man, is huge. So let's get that out of the way first of all. Not big on taking moral victories, but I think we could take one this time, man. Just what all they had going on in the week, losing the coach Monday, going out fighting, playing the SEC game, even though Mississippi State still had to play a hard, SEC game, whatever. So with that being said, we came out and it came off slow. But obviously they went in and made some adjustments and trusted each other and came out and fought hard, man, and showed that this is what a program could be. I think they finally started to trust in themselves and the coaches, and they believed in Lack and wanted to fight hard for him. And I think that's what we've been missing, man. A motivator at coach, something to get those guys' juices going.
Is that what's going, turn the page for us though? Only having a motivator. Do we think that, let's just say, if Lack was to have the reins of the program, do we think that he could, bring in the guys around him to develop a scheme as well as lead the guys in the right way? Or is it too early to tell?
Yeah, I don't know how we. It ain't enough to be able to tell from that. I mean, dude ain't been even a coordinator yet. So I just feel like I said, I was proud to see how them boys came back out and fought. To be honest, I felt like the reason I even picked them because I thought they would have came out with more of an edge out the gate, and they didn't. Came out flat. To be honest, didn't respond after the first few drives, and it's offensively and defensively, and they just kind of looked defeated. So, but I don't know what happened at halftime. I don't know what Lack said. I don't know if they looked, in the mirror and saw, a guy that believed in them. But either way, they came back out with a different attitude. And like he said, he knew it. I mean, maybe because he said, I don't know, he said, we not going to quit. And maybe they just needed that person to believe in them despite that they was, getting beat up, really. Your coach going out on the limb and saying, they ain't going to quit on me. Then they came out and showed this. So that was inspiring to see. And even to the fact of, coaches, and them boys coach hard, man. That little clip of them running down the referee, that ain't no small feat to me. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't want to be, let some minor, get in the way of them boys getting the win. And boys
where has this been? Not to cut you off, bro. Tell me where has this been from a staff standpoint? It was a different energy on the sideline. We know that. So what did Harsin just have the program like that? Again, we talk about leadership. Was the leadership just not there? Just staff wasn't bought in all the way around? Because, man, Bill, I practiced with you for 3 years. Man, you was the same guy every day at practice. Same intensity. So what's this on and off switch where it's a different energy on the sideline? Because I'm gonna say one thing, because like I feel like it's not it's definitely leadership, but it's more so scheme, man. When have we had a scheme? Like, or when are we gonna get a staff that can bring a scheme in where we got some type of identity? Like, when was the last time we had an identity? Besides these guys. These guys had an identity. 2010, 13, but that's it.
Man, I would say much of the same. I would say, I think, obviously everything else going on outside the program, the guys that were suited up, the guys that were coaching alongside, they believed in Cadillac. And whatever he was saying, whatever he was preaching, whatever that week looked like, I think they came out and played like that. Now, with that being said, Robbie Ashford was 7 for 22, 75 yards passing. Right? He led the team with 108 yards rushing. So that, to your question, can he get the guys around him to develop this talent, right? You know that you got a dual threat quarterback. So we're not going out getting somebody that's coaching the pro style offense, right? Because that's not his strong suit, right? You have to take that into account. What kind of guys do we have? What kind of guys are we going to bring in, right? And that's not what's been happening at Auburn. And I think that's what we as alumni and understanding football, that's what we want to see. And if they get that, we'll be heading in the right direction. But just having a motivator and playing like that, that's going to die down. And that's not going to be the answer. Like, that's not going to be the all-in. Like, that's not going to get us back to a national championship, SC championship. They got to get the right pieces around. So 9 more victories. They did play hard. They did everything we expect them to, but win. But now they got to get the right pieces around, man. They got to get somebody that can develop Robbie if he's gonna stay at Auburn. You got to get the kid to stay. Like somebody said, hey, if I'm him, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have anybody. So that conversation got to be had. Hey, what are your plans? Tell me what you need from us. Those are real conversations that got to be had. But that cat gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? So what does the future look like? We're gonna see.
Back at ground zero.
Oh, and what a day that'll be. Another year in the SEC. Oh my goodness. Georgia, Tennessee, another day in the SEC. Another matchup, man. I predicted that Georgia would, a team that's been there before would be able to handle business. They did. What was the thoughts there, man? Definitely played against a great quarterback, not taking anything away from Hooker, but they wasn't able to get it done on the road.
Hold up, fellas, before we get started, man, let me take the helmet off. Boy, that thing squeezing my head. Boy, I'm about to pass out. But
yes, sir.
Hey, man, regarding Tennessee and Georgia, man, I really think that, like you said, Ryan, Georgia's been there before, and I just really think they just out-coached them boys, man, straight up. They just out-coached them boys. Wow, what the hell?
Oh, hold on.
But got the Undertaker in there.
Oh, hey, folks.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. I'll go while he's working on. Oh, go ahead, brother. All right, he's back.
Hey, like I said, man, they got out coached, man. Tennessee just got caught their pants down, man. The quarterback didn't play really well. They didn't find different ways to get number 11 the ball. And the week before, in the group message, I said, man, Tennessee out here running all these trick plays on this sorry team. Why not just save it for the next week? You got a big game next week. Why put that on film? Yeah. And I think they just got caught up. And I saw some on TV this week that all the top 10 games, the road team is like 0-10. And the top 15 games, the road team is like 1-15. And the only team that won on the road was Ohio State versus Penn State. So I think this year is going to come down to who can really go in somebody's trap and take over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before you can be a real number one, you need to go in somebody's place and take it over.
Mm.
Who still has that matchup? Who can do it? I know you still got Bama Ole Miss. That's coming up this week, Bama versus Lane. Is that the only matchup this year that's going to determine or shake out some things in the SEC?
LSU, Texas A&M.
It should be a wash.
I don't know how much, I think Georgia's going to Kentucky. I don't know how much we can put into that. But as far as SEC wise, man, I think that's about it, man. That was a thing I had to say about Georgia, man. They really haven't had anything hard. All their hard games have been at home. Tennessee, Auburn, and the game against Florida was at a neutral site. The only real tough game they had on the road was Missouri, and I think Missouri has a losing record, and they almost lost to them. So they haven't really showed me nothing outside of winning at home. And you know how it can be playing at home. It's a whole lot easier when you got that crowd behind you helping you on third down and the speakers going and it's loud and they can't hear, man. So I would really like to see them go on the road and beat a solid football team before I just crown them as being number one.
Yeah, man. I would say much as saying I think Georgia definitely got out coached. I understand when you got an offense like that and you like, we're gonna do what we do. They got to show us that they could stop us. And Georgia did. So now you got to adjust. And we kept waiting on the adjust, and they never did. If you look at the blitz, most time they call the same blitz, right? So why not sight adjust, run you a quick out, right? Because they bailing right in those run lanes if you throw a slant, right? Run you a quick out. Get you 5 yards. Make them come out of that, right? They keep wanting to stretch the field, hitting the hookers. He's holding on to the ball. He's staring guys down, and they getting sacks, right? The run game was pretty much non-existent. They couldn't do anything with Georgia's front. So I definitely would say that they got out coached. Hopefully down the road, you'll see them learn from it. Because I wouldn't count them out of the playoff picture just yet, because there are a lot of things that still have to happen with SEC championship. You still got Michigan and Ohio State that has to play. You still got TCU that has to play a championship game. So there's a lot of things that can happen. But so if they do get to that big stage, we don't want to see Tennessee look like that. So Georgia's got it easy. I wouldn't say easy. They got it made. Their test ain't gonna come to the SEC championship. Whoever that is comes out of the West. Let's see.
Interesting. Who will it be?
It's gonna be the highest ranked team that's in it. So if LSU handle business, it'll be LSU.
Right now, it's looking like LSU Ole Miss, possibly.
Yeah. But if LSU hold that tiebreak, and they'll be ranked higher. So it'll be LSU.
Very interesting, man. Coming from the side, it's usually dominated by Bama, man. It's refreshing to see somebody else.
Yeah.
Man, somehow I feel like Bama gonna find their way back into this thing, man.
Nah, man.
Man, we had Mark Beard said last week them guys was gonna play like some pirates. And I think they played great defense, man. Kirby had them ready to go. I think it's what we expected, man. So predictions. We've got Bama versus Ole Miss this week. Number 10, Bama versus Lane Kiffin.
It's in Ole Miss, right?
Yeah. Cedar Grove.
Very interesting.
Man, spread is 12. Let me jump out there, Smooth. Let me jump out there on this one, man. Spread is 12. Ole Miss is the underdog at home. I know Low think that boy gonna cook up something for Saban, man. Hey, man, I just don't see Saban dropping 2 in a row, man. And I think he gonna get emotional and not coach with emotion. So I'm gonna go Bama, man. I don't know if they cover the spread, but I'm going Bama right here.
That's the safe pick right now. I'm gonna go Bama for the same reasons, man. I just don't think that Saban will lose 2 games back to back. I don't think that Ole Miss has a mobile enough quarterback to beat them, and I think they'll be locked in on their run. Ole Miss will have to show me that they could really go down the field and really stretch defensive backs. Not really keyed in on Ole Miss's defense though. Don't really know how they've been doing much this year, and if it ain't much, I feel like Bryce Young go do what he does. So I'm gonna take Bama in this one. Closer than the experts think.
I'm rolling with Lane, man. That man posted a saving book on Twitter, man. He's trolling them already. Lane already got the juices going. I think he sees Saban as a wounded animal right now. He respects him, but I just feel like Lane licking his chops. He got enough film for this particular season to see what worked, what don't work. And I think he's going to exploit all that. This is going to be Lane's signature game. He win this game, he got 5 more years at Ole Miss guaranteed. So he's finna lock in Saturday and lock this one in.
Before you jump in, if Lane win this game, is he looking for the next big job? That's
exactly.
If Lane win this game, I'm just ready to see what he's going to say at this presser. And I'm
listen. Not so fast, my friend. One, if Lane don't want to be at Ole Miss for the next 5 years, first off. Who does? Secondly, I want you to see, I'm taking Bama. Simply put, you will see how Lane is looking when he walks off the field after getting beat down on Saturday, man. I don't know why people think that Bama is a wounded duck, man. They got beat by a great Tennessee team that, again, at home. Again, we know what'd you say?
Using the word great loosely.
Man, I guess. So we'll say a good. What are we judging? This year, they're a great SEC team.
Who LSU lost to?
Florida State. They lost to Florida State.
And who?
In Tennessee.
In Tennessee? They got their doors blew off by Tennessee.
And Bama has 2 losses to Tennessee, to me a great Tennessee team squad at Tennessee. You know how hard it is to play there. And then they have another loss again to LSU in Death Valley. We know how difficult it is to play. So I just don't know, man. It's this idea right now that Bama and Saban is a wounded duck, man. I just don't see it, man. I think they still got a lot to fight for. I definitely think Kiffin is looking sad walking off the field this Saturday, man.
Both games came to last plays.
Yeah, man. And Bama is gonna get everybody's best. Period. That's just what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a best shot Saturday.
It's over, dog. You're gonna see, man. They ain't gonna have enough, man. Auburn versus Texas A&M, man. We finally got Jimbo. Feel like it could be a level playing field. We got a lot of momentum. The big Mo could be on Auburn's side. It's at home. They're calling everybody out, man. I heard that Bell got a call, want him in town. They call Low, want Low in town. Smooth. They calling everybody. They want some guys in to support. How do we feel about this game? Last big game at Jordan Hare. What's y'all's take there?
Y'all got an email?
Yeah.
I ain't getting no email. But last time I went to the game when A&M came down to Auburn, A&M spanked Auburn. Same thing gonna happen this time.
Wow.
And that's the take. No way.
Yeah, I got an email, man. I just pulled it up. I'm gonna say this, man. I think Jimbo, the 5 stars, the potential, something's going on over there, right? We know the issues going on at Auburn, right? I think the fans are excited because of what Cadillac has done as a player there, and then him being the man he is. And I don't know him personally, we don't know him like that, but as it puts it, he seems humble. He seems, well respected. He has that kind of that aura, but I don't say aura as in coming in and being a trailblazer, but he's well respected there. People have high hopes for him, and they think after seeing what he did last week with the guys, know he didn't win, but you can tell they enjoyed playing for him. So I think it's going to be a nice environment. The records don't show what are we really playing for? Maybe for Cadillac to get a head coaching job. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the silver lining. But I think they come out and play hard, man. I think Auburn beats A&M at home this Saturday.
War Eagle, man. Look, hey, like you said with Cadillac, bro, I'm a huge fan, bro. That's the reason I went to Auburn during that time period when they was, the real deal, 2004, bro. That's when we came up, we was kids. So, I was always a fan. But for predictions, man, I hate to go against my Tigers, man, but I tell you, they got somebody on that other sideline that I think is gonna have these guys prepared and ready to go, and that's Damian Craig.
You got another dude that got his own group.
I think you got someone on that sideline that's got a lot to prove. He has a lot of fire in him as well. And they got some guys over there. So I'm taking Texas A&M, man, to come in, hard fought battle. I think our coaching staff, man, gonna give it all they got. Like we saw this Saturday, they're gonna pull hamstrings. They're gonna do whatever it takes to call that timeout. I just don't think it'll be enough, man. I gotta take the Aggies coming into Jordan Hare.
What's that like again?
Led by Damian Craig.
Led by Coach Craig. Yeah, man. The jungle gonna be rocking, man. I can only imagine. Like you said, man, they sending out emails, they sending out texts, man, to get as much former players back to support Cadillac, man. The last big game of the season, man. I actually think the atmosphere is going to be crazy. I think the kids are going to really come out and play hard, man, for them. And I think it's a winnable game. Early on, I didn't think so, but just watching Texas A&M, man, I'm just not really impressed. I know last week against Florida at home, they had a lot of guys that was out sick, but I don't know. I just feel like that we need this win, man. Just to prove that, you know what I'm saying, it was the coach over the players, bro. So I'm gonna follow my heart on this one, and I'm gonna go with AU. Close win, but I think they get it done. I think they get it done this week.
But man, let's not lose sight, even if we can't get it done, that it's not the guys. Man, we can't we can't expect this coaching staff to be able to come in, put a scheme together, put a plan together, really find an identity and win SEC matchups. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy to do. Louisville versus Clemson, man. Another matchup. I know we got the battle's tight right now when you look at a lot of scores, man. So we want to put a lot of matchups out this week. Louisville versus Clemson. What's your take, Bill?
Ah, man. Hey, I just seen Clemson get slapped this past weekend, man. Hey, we're not used to seeing that, man. I've been saying, since that cat DJ came in and relieved Trevor Lawrence a few years ago at Notre Dame, and they were saying, oh, he came in and spurred the moment. A lot of this ain't what you regularly do. You hadn't shown this at this level. And I think it's showing now. Needs to say Clemson is having their struggles. Their record don't show it. They squeaked out a few games. They barely got past Syracuse. They just got slapped this past weekend. Louisville just upset Wake Forest last week or the week before. They had a monster game, man. I think like two pick sixes, a quarterback right from down the street in Auburn. How we let him get away, I don't know. Tore it up. I'm going upset here, man. I'm going Louisville over Clemson, man.
Where's that?
The game is in Clemson. Spread is 7. I'm going Louisville.
What time the game?
Game is at 3:30. As Chiz say, prime time. It ain't CBS, but still a prime.
The NBC matchup.
ESPN.
And the spread is 7?
Spread is 7.
I don't think they cover, man. I think this is going to be a close game, and I think the boy from Montgomery has a big game, man. I know it's hard to say that Clemson lose back-to-back, but for some reason, I just got a feeling that Louisville is going to come in and take over them boys, bro. I really not too big on Clemson, man. Like you said, ever since Trevor Lawrence got out of there, it just seems like a different program. And once they finally play somebody, you know what I'm saying, you see what happened. So I'm gonna take Louisville also in the upset, man. Going on in Death Valley and get a dub, man. Get a dub.
Clemson got it. It's an easy dub, man.
What's the reasoning behind that, Lo?
Bro, them boys not finna lose to no Louisville at the crib, bro. Y'all tripping. Like, y'all putting too much weight on that Notre Dame game, man.
How would you assess it?
I'm just saying, bro. Like, it ain't gonna be no upset whatsoever.
Man, I'm with you. I just wanted to hear your take, man. I'm with you. I think Clemson wins. I love the kid from Louisville, man. I watched him earlier this year, man, and I feel like he's a special talent. I think he'll try to do too much being in this matchup, and I think Clemson will end up winning, taking Clemson in Death Valley. Another SEC matchup, man. We got LSU headed to Little Rock, Arkansas against Scott Fountain and the Razorbacks.
Come on, man.
LSU, man.
Everybody taking LSU here?
Everybody taking LSU, man. Moving along.
Man, hey, I'm tempted. I'm tempted.
Man,
this was your pick, right? This is your SEC champion.
This was listen, I was high on Arkansas early on. Hey, let's not act like no one else has been wrong before. Let's not do that. So I was high on Arkansas, man. But I'm going LSU with the win. Right. Man, I think we've got one more. I feel like it's gonna be another landslide. Georgia versus Mississippi State. Mike Leach and the Bulldogs. I'm taking the Bulldogs. I hope they beat the crap out of Mississippi State. Not a fan. Not a fan of the head guy.
I'll say both on the Bulldogs.
Oh, Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Amazing.
You taking Mississippi State Bulldogs?
No, absolutely not. I hope Georgia beats the brakes off of the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
I can't.
I hope they silence the Cowbells. I'm taking Georgia.
Why we even got this game on here, man?
Listen, the crew said we had to have some more games. I'm hearing that we got somebody thinking about taking Mississippi State on this slate.
Yeah, I would like to hear who it is. It must not be on here. 'Cause it ain't none of us.
Yeah, that must be Ken.
Kenny.
Kenny. Nah, man, definitely Georgia.
Georgia. Interested to see how they play on the road. Georgia, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be no blowout though, to be honest. I think it's gonna be tough.
You think Leach puts up points against Kirby's defense?
Possibly. I don't know how Sid Bennett. I think he gonna struggle.
Let me ask you this. The spread is 16. Does Georgia cover the spread?
I don't think so.
Man, please.
Who's better, Mississippi State or Arkansas?
Who's that?
Arkansas is a better team.
No,
Who better, Mississippi State or Missouri?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
So they should cover.
Who?
They'll cover. They'll cover.
Mississippi cover then.
All right, hey, let's go out on the limb. Let's go out on the limb right here. Look, national champion. Who will be the national champion come January? Ladarius, who you got?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's wide open to me, to be honest, bro. Because I'm tempted to say, and I know they ain't been tested per what the usual measuring stick is, but TCU look good, bro.
I knew you was finna say that, boy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I done seen them boys been in some battles.
That's
so they done went through a little bit of a gauntlet. Out of all the teams in the top 4, I think they done played the toughest competition, bro. Like based on the teams that's over 500 that's still ranked that they done beat. I think they up there, dog. Like, yeah.
I would say best case scenario for them is to not get in the college football playoff at number 4, because they'll get slapped the first game if they meet Georgia. Best case scenario, they end up 2-3, and if they get into the championship game, riding on the wave that they've been on, could be a different story. But they've definitely won some close games. They found a way to win those close games, whether they were jump balls, 2-point conversions. They found a way to win those games. They probably got the best receiver. I think the best receiver in college football, that kid that they got out there. But it could be interesting, man.
And he ain't the only one. Like,
no, he's not. He's not.
Cedric Jackson?
Who?
Cedric Jackson.
Who is Cedric?
Auburn?
Yeah.
What star? Get on.
Stop, man.
Listen, man.
I'm thinking. I'm like,
I'm trying to think about.
Listen, man. Don't buy into TCU, man. I'm looking at the schedule. The strength of schedule does not impress me at all. They were down early on to Texas Tech. They will get smacked, like you said, Bill. They go into the playoffs, see Georgia. I take Georgia. What you got, Smooth? 30 seconds.
Bro, I don't know. I feel like it's wide open. I guess I'll go with Georgia, but Georgia back to back. Living in Atlanta, that make me sick.
Yikes, Bill. What you got?
Man, I want to have a conversation about the college football playoff. Who's in? Who's out? You know what I'm saying? I want, but I probably right now I go Georgia.
There it is. One more rivalry.